Hi guys. All right, so demonstration for our Penny Lab, so I can get you started here so you know what to do. So hopefully you found something. I have an actual shoebox with a lid. The lid doesn't have to be connected, but any large container with a lid will work. All right, and I told you ideally we needed 100 pennies. So I sent you on a scavenger hunt to find as many pennies or any kind of coin that you could. The most important part here is that it's something that has like a head and a tail side, okay? Because that's going to be important for our experiment. I'm not going to tell you too much of what the point of this is because I kind of, part of science is exploring and figuring that stuff out, and I want to see what you guys come up with. And you're going to have some pre-lab questions and some post-lab questions, only 2 each, so don't freak out. But let's look at some stuff. So, this is me when I was counting my pennies. I actually had a whole bunch here at my house, and you can see I made stacks of 10 to count them because it's really important that you know how many you have. Goal is to have 100, but if you have less than that, to know exactly how many you have is really important, or to get exactly 100 if you can. So I made 10 stacks of 10. All right. And then this slideshow right here is your instructions and your questions and your data table and everything. I made an example copy so I can type on it and it won't be on yours, but I'm going to post this on my Google Classroom so you can use it. All right, so this is called the half of a pennies. It's our at-home lab procedure data, and I'm actually going to change this to analysis. I meant to do that already. Okay. All right, so pre-lab questions. I'm not going to answer this for you right now. I want you guys to do it, but it says, use Google to find an easy to understand definition and then put it into your own words. So basically we're defining radioactive decay and then half-life. And then you erase those red words where it says type your answer, and you guessed it, type your answer there. So just do your best there to find, I want you to find something that's going to make sense in your own words so that I know you understand it at least a little bit. And maybe you might even find some of these definitions in our assignments from the last couple of weeks. So pause right now, open the slideshow if you haven't already, and answer these questions. So pause until you have these questions done. If you're already done, you can keep listening. All right, can you use coins to demonstrate decay? Imagine existing for thousands of years and still having thousands to go. That is exactly what the unstable element carbon-14 does. Carbon-14 is a special unstable element, unstable radioactive, right? It's just kind of the less scientific way to say it to help it make sense for us if we don't know, if we aren't used to learning about radioactive. So an unstable element used in the absolute dating of material. I bolded that because that's one of our key terms here that we've been learning about, absolute dating, that was once alive, such as fossil bones. Every 5,730 years, half of the carbon-14 in a fossil specimen decays or breaks down into a more stable element. In the following lab, you will see how pennies can show the same kind of decay. So materials, 100 pennies, or other coins, or this website. So if you remember, I said I found a way that we can do this online, but I think it'll definitely be more fun if you are able to do it with your own pennies. So I'll show you both ways that this is going to work. In the large container with the cover, I suggested a shoebox. Right, so the next slide is our data table, and I'm going to link this video demonstration right here. So this is what you're listening to right now. Let me walk you through the lab procedure and helping you record data. So let me go back to my camera. Okay, I'm going to aim this down at my box. All right, so the annoying thing here is you're going to have to flip everything over to the head side. So I'm actually going to go and pause my recording so you guys don't have to watch me do that. But what you need is everything to be on the head side. I thought I could pause this video, but I'm a little scared it's going to stop it. Pause, there we go. Okay, I'm back. So if you don't have all of your coins flipped over to the head side yet, make sure to do that. All heads, no tails. I want to see all heads up, and I'll show you mine. All right, there's all heads side up. And then I'll show you how to substitute with the website if you need to do that. So, no, I don't want that. I want this. All right, so if you don't have 100 pennies, you'll start on this website, or 100 coins, I'm sorry, it can be any coin with the head and a tail side. You're going to start with this website, and then eventually you'll get down to a number that's below what you have, and then you can switch to using your real pennies. But let's say you don't have enough. You can click this link that I just clicked, then you have to scroll to 100. And really, it doesn't matter what coin it is, as long as it has a head and a tail. But I know the US penny is on here if you want to use a US penny. Okay, so 100 pennies, and I'm going to click flip coins. All right, and then it shows you heads, tails, heads, right? So that'll be that, and you'll understand what to do in a second. I'm going to go back to my camera to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so now what we need to do is take our lid, all right, close it up tight, and then you're going to hold it so that it can't open, okay? Here's the part where you're going to know your family. You have to shake the box so that pennies are flipping every which way, right, for a good amount of time. So usually when I do this in class, I do like a freeze dance way, or like musical chairs type, where I would play music, and then I would pause it, and when it paused, everyone would have to stop shaking. But you can just count it, or just count to like at least 5. I don't know. Just a good amount of shaking, right? I would say count to at least 5 Mississippis. Okay, so that's what I'll do with you. Or if you want to do it freeze dance style, and you can get your mom or your brother or your sister or your aunt or whoever to play some music, and then you shake, 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 and they pause, and then you stop shaking when they pause, you can do that. I'm going to do 5 Mississippis, okay? I hope this isn't too loud on my mic. That sounded really loud to me. Okay. Let me ring on my laptop here. Okay. So now you have to slide them off. If the pennies land on top of each other, you just gotta slide them off so you can see them all, because we have to see if they're heads or tails. All right, so I'm sliding the pennies off. Okay, I can see all my pennies now. All right, so now I have to look at anything that landed tail side up. I'm gonna take it out. All right, so on a regular penny, that's the Lincoln Memorial, right? This is the tail side. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all my tails pennies out. And I'll push pause while I do this, and you guys can do it too and push pause. And then just push play when you're ready. Gotta go back to this page. Right, so take all your tails penny out and then push play. All right, I'm almost done, so I'm gonna push play again so you can see what's going on. I've just been sliding the heads to one side, picking out the tails. Almost done. Taking my tails out of the box. And then the rest heads. I even have one Canadian coin. Look, she has the Canadian coins. They just have that leaf, like a maple leaf on the back, and then it has the queen, I believe, on the front. So heads, that stays. Okay. So now you need to count at least one of these groups, and then the other one you can use it to subtract, right? Like if I had 20 tails and I have 100 total coins, that means I have 80 heads, right? Theoretically, these are going to be pretty close to even, about, because there's a 50% chance that it's going to be heads or tails, and we started with 100. But I'm gonna count my tails, okay? Since it's already out of the box, I think it'll be easier. So I'm gonna push pause again, and then you can push pause and count your tails, and then when you're done, you can push play. So count how many tails you have. Okay. So I did groups of 10. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 6, 7, 8. I have 48 tails. You probably have a different amount. Let me go over to our data table. All right, on the next slide, How many coins did I remove? How many tails? 48, right? So remaining, that means we start, I shouldn't have forgotten that, I'm sorry. I was thinking we start with 100, but that doesn't need to be there. So if we have 48 tails and we start with 100, that means we now have 52 heads, right? 52 remaining in my box. If you want to be extra sure, you can count the coins in your box to make sure that you do, in fact, have that amount left. So 48 tails removed, 52 heads left. All right. Then you keep repeating the same procedure. Okay, so let me show you again. I now have just my 52 heads left in my shoebox. And I'm going to shut my box again, shake it around for 5 seconds at least, and then count again. I'm going to do this one more time with you guys, and then you're going to have to keep doing it on your own. All right, so 5 Mississippi's ready. 2, 4 Mississippi. 6 Mississippi. Oh, I accidentally counted to 6. Okay. So same thing here, separating out heads and tails. Let me push pause. You don't have to watch me count mine, and then you push pause too, and yours. All right, I have all my tails separated. Another thing too, guys, is once you take tails out, like my tails from the first shake, put them over here. I'm done with those now. All right, I want to get those mixed in with my new set. So these are the tails that I just took out. If you haven't counted yours yet, go ahead and push pause right here and count them. But I did 10 again, so I have 10, 20, 21, and then I wanted to show you guys this one. I'm very sad because I'm losing my Canadian coin. So I'm at 10, 20, 22. All right, so we'll go back and look at our data table. Okay, so tails 22, which means I now have how many remaining, right? So we look at this. We had 52 remaining before. We just took 22 out. So we do that math. Now we have 30 remaining. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So we had 52 in our box before we started shaking. Now we had to remove 22, so 52 minus 22 is 30, so that's how that number. And your guys' numbers are going to be different because you're not all going to get the same amount of heads and tails as me. All right, so then you're going to keep going until you have no pennies left, okay? Or at least until you fill out all of these 9 rows. So maybe you'll run out of pennies in the 7th round, and that's fine. So if you have coins remaining 0, that's when you know you're done. All right, but if you get to row 9 and you still have some left, you can go ahead and stop there. All right, so push pause here, keep doing your rounds of shaking, keep filling in your data table, and then when you're ready to go on the next thing, you can push play, and I'm going to show you how to fill out or to make our graph. All right, so the next step is our graph here. So title your graph. You're going to type here something about penny half-life, half-lives of coins, whatever you want to do. Maybe use nickels. You can have 11 nickels. I only have $1 here worth of coins, so if you use nickels, you're much richer than I. And then we're going to label our axes. So our Y label, it won't let me click. All right, our Y label here is going to be pennies remaining.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Or coins, I guess, because maybe you didn't have pennies.
Yeah.
All right, and then our X label, oh my goodness, is going to be number of shakes. Or, I'll give you a little hint here. All right, so I put this line here so you can copy and paste it. So you're gonna have to go back and forth again your data table, which I know is a little bit annoying, so I apologize for that. But okay, I paused the video there and added some number guidelines for you guys just so it makes this a little bit easier. But I'm gonna look at so I'm going to copy and paste this line so you can use it over and over again. That way you don't have to make your own. I really should make it face the other way. All right, my first dot is going to go right here, right? Because for Vinny's shakes, so at 0 shakes, we had 100 pennies. Okay. And then, oh, I'm on the wrong thing because my data's not there. That is funny. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So 30, after 1 shake, we had 52 coins remaining. 52 coins remaining. I'm going to keep saying that so I don't forget. 52 coins remaining, right? So my second dot, I need to put it on 1 shake, which is about here, and then down to about 52, which is going to be somewhere in here. All right, it's a rough estimate, and that's okay. Probably a little lower than that. All right, and then we can copy and paste or grab another one. All right, my next set was what? So I'm going to put this first dot on top of that I already have. I'm going to try my best to. And I might even find it helpful to zoom in here. All right, that's pretty close. All right, so now I need to look to see what my next data point was. All right, so after second shake, we had 30 remaining. So this line needs to go, or this dot, I'm sorry, needs to line up with this 2 here, and then about 30, so about right here. All right, and then, oh no, my line moved. Want those dots to line up as best we can. I know this part's going to be hard, guys, so I'm not going to be too picky about it. Okay. And then you just keep copying, pasting this line, moving it so it lines up on your previous dot, and then dragging the next dot to the next amount of pennies you have remaining. All right, hopefully that makes sense. If not, you can watch this video again, or as many times as you need to, right? So you're going to keep going until you get to hopefully 0 pennies, or at least all the way through your 9 rounds. All right, so push pause here and go ahead and do that, and then push play when you're ready to move on. All right, and then our last thing here is our analysis questions. So number 1, examine the half-life of carbon-14 of the graph, all right, which is over here. I'm going to compare the graph to the one that you made for your pennies, and explain any similarities that you see. And same as before, you're going to type your answer where the red letters are. And then number 2, recall the probability of landing heads in a coin toss is 1/2, or about 50%. Use this information to explain why the remaining numbers of pennies is reduced by about half each time they are shaken and tossed. All right, and then same deal, type your answers there. That is the end for now. We'll probably talk about this more next week and maybe compare our data with each other. Maybe get a whole set of class data together and look at it more. But this is your assignment for now. Rewatch the video if you need to. But that is it. You guys are having a great day, and I hope you have a good Easter weekend.